Andre Agassi's achievements, absolutely remarkable. Serena Williams' achievements on another level. 23 Grand Slam singles titles, 7 at the Australian Open, 3 at Roland Garros, 7 at Wimbledon, and 6 here in New York. The first one came at the age of 17 at the US Open of 1999, beating Kim Clijsters, Conchita Martinez, Monica Seles, Lindsay Davenport and Martina Hingis to win the title in the last 5 rounds. An incredible list of scalps, and the most recent one coming while 8 weeks pregnant at the Australian Open of 2017 when she beat her sister Venus in the final. She's been in 4 Grand Slam finals since then, having become a mum but falling short against Angelique Kerber, Naomi Osaka, Simona Halep and Bianca Andreescu at Wimbledon and the US Open. And she'll be hoping against hope that maybe there's one more dramatic Serena Williams Grand Slam singles run here in New York this week, 4 weeks before she celebrates her 41st birthday.
Well, we hope you're ready for this and you're sitting comfortably. You need to stay awake. You need to be part of this with us. If you'd like to get in touch, do so via the social media channels. This is Danka Kovinić against Serena Williams on Arthur Ashe, first round, US Open, Laura Robson and Russell Fuller.
Serena Williams to serve. Ready.
We're in the twilight hour here in New York. It's very much the twilight of Serena Williams' career. But if she wins tonight, the story continues. She will serve first from the far end as we watch on here on the Arthur Ashe Stadium on 5 Live. Lands a first serve, the forehand from Williams, the forehand from Kovinić, backhand from Williams, right onto the baseline, and that's just long from Kovinić, and Williams has the first point of the match.
I think we know who the crowd is supporting. Poor Kovinić. It's a lose-lose situation, really, isn't it? And she's been tweeting about the match since the draw came out. She's been really looking forward to it.
It must be a thrill, mustn't it? You could put your name down in history. Maybe not history that all players would want, but at the same time, just to be able to have the chance to play Serena Williams and potentially end her career. Quite a moment for her to be part of this environment. Williams now with a second serve, and she's put that into the net.
15.
And the jacket has come off, the dress has been fully unveiled, and it is sheer sleeves, an extra couple of diamonds on the top part. I mean, she couldn't be more bedazzled, and I love it.
So a double fault from Williams, another first serve into the net. There are 6 layers to that dress, and that corresponds with the 6 singles titles she's won here at the US Open. Second serve now from Williams, and that is into the net as well. Second double fault in a row.
Of course, a few nerves coming through, so much pressure, and also we've got a crowd tonight who's not necessarily clued up on when to cheer and when to stay silent. So there's a few people getting involved between the serves, which isn't ideal if you're trying to loosen up.
15-30. She's gone long with the first serve here, Williams. So that is 5 consecutive serves missed. Kovinić, the 27-year-old, awaits the second serve, which is good. Backhand reply from Kovinić. Williams, though, has miscued the forehand as she goes cross-court, and these are 2 break points in the opening game for Kovinić, who is the only Montenegrin ever to play in a Grand Slam singles draw. Suddenly, the stadium has gone a little quiet as Williams just misses, going for the big serve down the tee. The greatest serve of all time in many, many people's minds. Not quite firing at the moment here on the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Backhand return from Kovinić, who has 2 break points. Forehand from Williams, backhand from Kovinić, the forehand from Williams to the Kovinić forehand. Williams hits the backhand, Kovinić with the forehand. Williams clubbing that backhand cross-court. Great defence here from Kovinić. She hits a forehand into the net, Kovinić, and Williams survives and saves the first of 2 break points.
Well, already Serena, to me, looking so much quicker around the ball than she was in Cincinnati, and the intensity, she's trying to lift up her feet so much after the serve, and that was what she really struggled with against Raducanu, just that recovery after the serve.
One break point remaining for Kovinić. Williams 30-40 down. She's been practicing at breakfast time every morning, now playing in the night session. Ace from Williams. Couple of double faults and an ace there, and we're at deuce in the opening game. Now, there's going to be a challenge from Danka Kovinić, which is slightly curious because it's electronic line calling here at the US Open.
It's a replay of the same thing.
So there was a very brief replay, I think, just to put her mind at rest, but we're moving on very quickly, and that's a second consecutive ace from Williams. This one swung out wide. Kovinić barely moves.
Williams.
Coming back very strongly, Williams. She now has the game point. She has the advantage. She's missed her first serve. Second serve. With just 4 minutes on the clock, Williams to the backhand of Kovinić, the backhand from Williams, forehand Kovinić, forehand Williams, Kovinić cross-court with a forehand, Williams hits right onto the baseline with her forehand. Now the Williams forehand hits the net, sitting up for Kovinić, who makes the error, puts the short forehand into the net, and Williams holds, saves the 2 break points, and wins the first game of the first match of the final tournament of her singles career.
I'm so happy that she's come out like this, because I can't imagine having to commentate on a match where she played like she did in Cincinnati, where everyone just feels like she could do so much better. I don't even know how to describe it. She's just come out actually feeling like she's going to win, which is already a massive, massive improvement from the last few weeks.
First game to Serena Williams, and what a difference a couple of weeks makes. There may well have been an injury in Cincinnati. Emma Raducanu showed her absolutely no mercy at all. Belinda Bencic beat her in Canada before that, after the one win that Williams has had since the French Open of last year. That was against Nuria Parrizas Diaz in Toronto. Kovinić hitting into the net with the first serve here. She's never lost a match in the first round of the US Open, Serena Williams. Won all 20 and only 3 defeats in the first round of a Grand Slam in her entire career. Forehand cross-court from Kovinić, the forehand cross-court from Williams, backhand from Williams, backhand from Kovinić. She's an aggressive baseliner, this woman from Montenegro, and that one is smashed cross-court with a forehand winner by Kovinić. The response from the crowd does not do justice to the rally that Kovinić constructed there, and the coup de grace that she provided with that forehand winner.
Aggressive baseliner is right for Kovinić, and yet this is much more aggressive than she usually plays. I think she's just going all out from the beginning of the match, trying to get involved. She can throw in a couple of double faults, and you can see that she's trying to go full on the first serve. It's probably the fastest I've seen her hit some of these serves in maybe ever.
15 love. Oh, and that's a double fault from Kovinić this time.
Yeah, she can definitely struggle with the second, and she's not got that natural kick serve, but she tries to go for it sometimes, and even if she makes it, it sits up nicely, which Serena will enjoy tonight. The courts are playing so quick this year at the US Open. All the big hitters so far today have done well.
A day which has seen the exit of Simona Halep, the women's 7th seed, and also the 10th seed Daria Kasatkina, who has been beaten by Britain's Harriet Dart. A fabulous win, the best of Dart's career. Kasatkina did win the title in Granby in Canada on only Saturday, so perhaps a good time to play her, but she's 3rd in the annual race in the rankings, and that's a major scalp for Dart, and that is long here from Kovinić, and it's 15-30 now on the Montenegrin serve.
A small little window of opportunity here for Serena. Kovinić taking plenty of time between the points, going to the towel here, try and slow things down, and that was a wild forehand error from Kovinić. It sailed way beyond the baseline, and I just think because she's going for so much, she obviously is going to make more errors, but it's not her natural game. She likes to play within herself and get into the long rallies, and the more she plays like this, the more it benefits Serena.
15-30. Excellent serve from Kovinić, along with the forehand return Williams.
30.
Andy Murray also a winner today in straight sets too. Fine start for him. No signs of the recent cramping problems. He came through on the Louis Armstrong court against Francisco Cerundolo. He's knocked out the 24th seed from Argentina. It was 7-5, 6-3, 6-3. And Jack Draper currently is 6-4, 5-2 and 30 all against Emil Rusevori in the second set of their first round match. An ace from Kovinić, game point. Backhand reply from Williams. It's 40-30 to Kovinić. Forehand from Williams. She's got Kovinić on the run. The squash shot forehand from Kovinić, and that is just too good by Williams. Kovinić not quite getting there in time, and Kovinić is being forced to work very hard for this service hold.
Kovinić is just trying to figure out how to play at the moment. She's not got clear tactics coming in here, and I think she was maybe expecting the Serena of a few weeks ago, and just what a difference it makes for Serena to have not even 2 weeks worth of full-on practice.
And 3 matches coming in, not very much, but more than she had going into Wimbledon. Kovinić missing the first serve, where she'd played just a couple of doubles matches on the grass at Eastbourne with Ons Jabeur. And the practice time, most crucially, as Laura said there. Double fault Kovinić. So there's been a few of these from both players in the opening couple of games, and this is a break point now for Williams.
It's a fairly regular thing in Kovinić's game, the double faults, and she's just got no plan B on the second serve. It generally goes long.
So break point. Kovinić lands the first serve. Her backhand hits the net as she tries to go down the line. Williams just gets there. Forehand volley from Williams. The lob from Kovinić. The drive volley from Williams.
I love it.
I'm just going to jump in here and let you know that on Louis Armstrong, Stefanos Tsitsipas, who has a chance of ending this tournament's men's world #1, is 6-love and 2-love down to Daniel Alahi Galan of Colombia. No, he's never been to the second week of the US Open, Stefanos Tsitsipas, but he is 6-love, 2-love down over on Louis Armstrong.
That's bizarre.
That's very bizarre.
How can he get broken that many times on such quick courts? There's got to be something else going on.
Very curious indeed. This is the man who beat Andy Murray in 4 hours and 49 minutes and 5 sets in the first round last year before losing to Carlos Alcaraz. The crowd loving that too. Williams coming forward behind the serve, punching away the forehand volley. She leads 2-love and 15-love here on 5 Live this Tuesday morning.
Serena's moving forward just leaps and bounds better than even when I saw her practice a couple of days ago. Just finally finding a bit of form.
Excellent start by Williams.
I can't imagine the adrenaline that she's got right now.
Just pushing that first serve wide. The second serve by Williams is long, and she looks towards the sky, which is getting darker and darker by the minute, to the stars and stripes perhaps that is just hanging from the roof, which is open. No threat of rain in the Queen's area of New York today. 15 all. Williams misses the serve. Second serve. Backhand reply from Kovinić. Kovinić hits the forehand cross court, wide.
Serena's pulling a lot at the dress, trying to reconfigure it around. There's a lot of layers going on. There's sleeves, there's diamonds, there's
It doesn't look like the most
fabric.
comfortable or practical thing to wear.
No, you can see her pulling at it after almost every serve, and I imagine that when she raises her arms on the ball toss, there's a lot going on, but it also looks like she's so focused on recovering after the serve based on the last few weeks of matches that she's just pulling off some of these seconds and throwing in some unusual double faults.
30-15 Williams, and she has the 2-love advantage. The backhand from Williams cross court, and that is absolutely smashed cross court by Danka Kovinić, a backhand winner from inside the baseline.
30.
So it's very entertaining, it's good quality, and there's so much on the line for people who've invested so much in the career of Serena Williams. So many of us just desperate to see another match or two. We're being greedy because she's nearly 41, but when someone like this has been part of our lives for so long, we just want it to continue for a little longer, if at all possible. She's missed her first serve here at 30 all. Second serve is good. Forehand reply from Kovinić, who's now scrambling to hit a forehand, but she steered that very deep, and that's Williams netting with the forehand. And it's break-back points.
14.
Kovinić just doing better here on the returns, getting them nice and deep at Serena's feet, trying to get Williams on the back foot.
Another chance to break. She had a couple in the opening game of the match, Kovinić. Williams, after serving a couple of double faults, came storming back. She's got a second serve of Williams to look at here. Break point, forehand reply, Kovinić. Williams hits the off forehand. It's a slice backhand from Kovinić. Hit back rather conservatively by Williams, who now puts more power on the forehand cross court. Kovinić slicing the backhand. Williams break point down, hits the forehand to the Kovinić forehand, and that's long, and the break point has been saved.
Yes.
It feels a bit harsh to say, well, it's only Kovinić, but the level so far, I think, has been fantastic from both players. Given the situation and how, well, I don't want to say how bad it could have been, but it could have been quite ugly when you think about all the pressure that both players are under, not just Serena. Kovinić has a lot to live up to as well. They want to see a good match.
This is the way we want to see Serena Williams play in her farewell, however long it might last. And that was the frustration at Wimbledon, that she didn't give herself a chance to be truly competitive there and lost in the first round to Harmony Tan.
Serena just went for a serve out wide, and there's a guy in the front row who was ready to dive for the ball. If he had to dive onto the court, he was prepared to do so. Can't imagine how much he's paid for those seats.
Another double fault. It's another break point. It might be David Law. It might be the ticket that I assigned to David. Although they probably wouldn't have given us one.
Front row seats, then you should really be down there.
You're absolutely right.
Get yourself out of this box
You two would have
and
been
head on
fine
down.
without me, wouldn't you? It's break point again for Kovinić. Williams with a second serve now. This one's good. Backhand from Kovinić onto the baseline. Forehand from Kovinić. Williams with the backhand. Brilliantly struck down the line. Now Williams stepping forward and netting with the forehand.
Kovinić.
And Kovinić has broken back. Opportunities to break in virtually every single game. Well, in every single game. There have only been 3 after all. And we've had a third, a second break of serve. We're back on serve with Williams leading by 2 games to 1 at the change of ends. News of Jack Draper is that he's won the second set against Emil Ruusuvuori of Finland by 6 games to 3. So 6-4, 6-3, a set away from a second round meeting with Felix Auger-Aliassime of Canada.
And I'm sad to say that I have actually switched my focus to Louis Armstrong for Stefanos Tsitsipas, who has set and loved 3 down and won just 12 points. Galan of Colombia, just the third person to bagel Tsitsipas. The other two, Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer. And Tsitsipas cannot get a game on the board. We're at deuce in the fourth game of the second set, and Tsitsipas looks absolutely bewildered at what's going on. The other thing that's not helping him is he cannot for the life of him find a first serve. So Galan's playing out of his skin. 36 minutes he was a set 3-love up on Tsitsipas, one of the men that could possibly end this tournament as the world number one, but if he keeps playing like this, he's going to be out in the first round. So we're going to keep an eye on everything that's going on. I will try and tear my eyes away from this very bizarre spectacle.
Don't know where to look. We've
bizarre,
got multiple screens plus Serena in front of us, plus the jumbotrons which are showing every celebrity in attendance. So Queen Latifah got a huge roar because she's wearing a sweatshirt that says GOAT on it. The more I think about it, the weirder it's going to be after this that Serena's not playing anymore. And going forward, we've got Federer, we've got Nadal, Murray, Djokovic, you know, all these players coming along, hopefully many years for the majority of them. But Federer, how will they say goodbye to him?
It's absolutely every bit on a par with Serena Williams, isn't it? Given the adoration with which Roger Federer is also held around the world, and that is very much penciled in for 2023. We hope Rafa and Andy go on a bit longer than that, and Novak Djokovic will, you almost certainly think, be the last one to call it a day. That's a forehand down the line from Kovinić. She's back on serve. Williams still leads though by 2-1. But yeah, it's a very difficult thing to get right, and it must be quite a stressful job, because you really, really do want to try and do justice, even though that is almost impossible given everything that Serena Williams has achieved and the stature she has in society, in the world, way beyond the parameters of this sport, as Kovinić serves an ace, trying to send her it to singles retirement tonight. 30-love. Kovinić serving. It's met by the forehand cross-court of Serena Williams, but the call was that the first serve had missed. 106 US Open main draw wins. That is an Open era record for Serena Williams, and that's a little bonus for her because it's Danka Kovinic's turn to throw in a double fault.
Kovinić moving really wide here with her serve position, trying to find that angle.
30-15, backhand return from Williams. The backhand from Kovinić hit very hard down the centre, and that is long from Williams.
40-15.
So there are going to be errors. They are both hitting the ball very, very powerfully indeed, and it's just got a little bit quieter for the moment. A little bit of tension in the stadium as Danka Kovinić finds her feet and threatens to draw level with Serena Williams here at 2-all. She has 2 game points to do that. She's hitting a backhand cross-court. Backhand with slice from Kovinić is over the baseline after a really good reply from Williams.
Just to let you know, Russell, Galan is now 6-love, 4-love on the world number 4, Stefanos.
What is happening?
This is, I know everything is about strange, and rightly so, but this is very, very strange. Very, very strange.
I mean, I hate to say it, I hadn't heard of Galan before today, before 20 minutes ago.
40-30, so game point to Kovinić, who's missed with the first serve. Second serve to the backhand of Williams. The backhand from Kovinić. Williams hitting the forehand very cleanly. The second forehand, though, has found the net. And we are back on level terms here at 2-all in the opening set.
Oh, tense times. Kovinić is lovely, but it would have been nice if Serena got that early lead, got everything going with her game, and sort of ran away with the match, because we want to keep seeing her.
And if we do see her again on Wednesday, it would inevitably be in the night session. It will almost certainly be Annette Kontaveit, the number 2 seed, who is 6-3, 5-love up at the moment in her match on court 17 against Jacqueline Christian, the world number 77 from Romania. But Williams has a lot of work to do. 2 games all, but she has 15-love on her serve here on 5-Live this Tuesday morning, just coming up to 1 o'clock now. Good deep return by Kovinić, forcing Williams back behind the baseline, and that's a loose forehand from Williams. A bad miscue, very, very wide indeed, even wide of the doubles alley, which she will need when she plays with her sister Venus one last time in a match to be scheduled later in the first week.
There's a lot of strong suggestions that the doubles match is going to be night session as well, whenever that may be. Obviously it depends on Serena's singles, but I think that's a great night match, and it would be fantastic to see a full stadium like this for doubles.
Venus plays singles tomorrow. Double fault from Williams. These are potentially going to be very, very costly for her indeed.
That's it.
But I suppose if Williams wins tonight and plays Wednesday, they might think Venus may struggle to get past the first round, and they schedule that doubles for Thursday night. Williams moving into the net, forehand winner.
Great move. Serena's come forward a couple of times and it's been successful every time she's done it. She's looking sharp at the net. The drive volleys look on point, and with the serve, to me, it looks like it's easily fixed. It's just her focusing so much on the recovery that she's not finishing the swing and making sure she gets enough momentum going forward with the second serve.
30 all. Forehand reply from Kovinić. Forehand into the net from Williams.
That's a positive miss though. She was going for the big forehand cross court on the third ball.
She was ready to serve again there, Williams, but yeah, there's just too much support for her inside the arena at the moment. She really needs to find this first serve quickly. She's break point down here to Kovinić, and that is a serve which she has landed right on the sideline. Great serving from Williams just when she needed it. Only the 5th first serve she's landed in the match so far.
You can hear her husband and her daughter, who are on her end at the moment, just giving as much support as they can. Obviously there is coaching allowed from the side of the court, but Serena not working with anyone. That's an ace.
Advantage, Williams.
Other than Renee Stubbs, who I don't think wants to get involved so much during the match. She's been on court with Serena over the last couple of weeks, but sort of leaving her to it once the match gets going.
Williams now has the advantage.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And quite a few excitable spectators inside Arthur Ashe Stadium, just causing another slight delay there. Williams serves into the net. I'll tell you a bit more about the coaching trial in just a moment and the rules surrounding it. Williams with a deep second serve to the backhand of Kovinić. The drop shot from Kovinić. It's reached by Williams. No, not quite. Not according to Maria Cicak with her eagle eyes in the umpire's chair.
That was a late call. Kovinić stopped the ball anyway because she was so certain that it was a double bounce.
So we go back to deuce in Andy Murray's win earlier against Francisco Cerundolo. The umpire awarded a point to Cerundolo despite the fact that replay showed he hadn't got his racket under the ball before it bounced for a second time. There's a forehand passing attempt here, and it's taken by Kovinić. Down the line she goes with the forehand, and she has a second break point of the game. And after it was shown on the big screen, Cerundolo actually conceded the point. to Andy
Well,
Murray. He was
he
being
wasn't
booed
left
by
with
the
much of a
crowd at the time.
choice.
But he could have held his nerve. The umpire had
And
awarded
he
him
would
the
have
point
been hated for it.
for the rest of his life in New York, probably. Certainly for the rest of the match. And the crowd were very much on Murray's side anyway. Murray was very gracious at the net, actually. And Williams has gone wide with the backhand here. She's missed the backhand, and Kovinić has broken for the second time in a row and leads by 3 games to 2. He made a point of saying how much he appreciated
3 games to 2.
Cerundolo fessing up, if you like, about that double bounce.
Stefanos Tsitsipas, 6-love, 5-love down. I'm completely entranced by this now. Against the world number 94 from Colombia. Now, the trainer has just been out. He was motioning to something in his right arm, the upper arm, but there was no medical timeout. The trainer just flexed it a couple of times, had a little conversation, and Tsitsipas, I mean, he's been missing an awful lot on his first serve, so something is not quite right, but no medical time. Maybe it's because nothing can be done for it, but we knew of nothing coming into this match. We know he doesn't really like these courts or how quick they play, and he's never been to the second round, but just to highlight, this is one of the 5 men that could still end the tournament as world number 1, and he's 6-love, 5-love down to the world number 94.
Well, you're focused on Tsitsipas and whatever is going on. I'm having a quick look on the exchange of ends at social media just to see which tennis players are in the crowd. Coco Gauff is there. She came through in straight sets earlier today, and she put, "We're here watching the GOAT. I love you, Serena." And I know Naomi Osaka's around the stadium somewhere. She's requested not to be put on the Jumbotron, but photos are allowed, and she's out on court tomorrow night. I think second night match. So I'm sure there's plenty of other players out in the stadium who've managed to nab a ticket from the player services desk.
Very competitive, though, I'm sure, getting hands on those tickets. Not very many available to anybody. A sellout. There were some real resale tickets doing the rounds on the various websites at the weekend, and I think actually you could get a ticket for a couple of $100, which all in all,
it's reasonable for what could be her final ever match.
cheaper than a night out watching Harry Styles at Madison Square Garden, isn't it?
I wouldn't know. It was good though.
You didn't pay for them.
No, I didn't.
It's 3-2 Kovinić. She's put pressure on the Williams serve throughout. She had 2 break points in the opening game of the match. Williams held on. She led by 2 games to love, but that is now 3 games in a row for Kovinić. Here's a forehand from Williams. Kovinić very much on the defensive behind the baseline. Forehand from Williams, forehand Kovinić. Williams hits the backhand to the Kovinić forehand. Backhand from Kovinić with more power, but too much. She's just lost control of that one, and it's gone too long.
Serena's just got to steady the ship. She was still playing pretty decent tennis in the games that she's lost. I think Kovinić was just a bit more consistent from the back of the court and threw in a bit more variation as well, trying to draw Serena forward with some short slices. And Kovinić does have that aspect to her game. It's not always working, but when it is, it just adds another element.
Kovinić is love 15 down. First serve into the net. The second serve is onto the backhand of Williams, and that's into the net from Kovinić with the backhand. And so, very much an opening here for Serena Williams, who's being watched, amongst others, by President Bill Clinton.
Will they show Bill on the Jumbotron? No sign of the Obamas.
They've already shown Bill on the Jumbotron. I think we missed it.
Did it get a cheer? What was the vibe?
Don't know, I think I was watching Tsitsipas.
You're glued to the TV here.
Well, Daniel, the world number 94 is 2 points away from going 2-love up, having dropped just 1 game against the world number 4.
But ultimately, it's not even a footnote in history, is it, if Tsitsipas loses today? We've forgotten by the time the Australian Open rolls around. That's a miss from Williams, so Kovinić to 15-30. The crowd just wondering what direction this night is going to take. They very much have the option of staying on for Nick Kyrgios against Thanasi Kokkinakis after this. The fear would be that if Serena Williams were to lose, then it could fall very flat. But if anybody can wake a crowd up, it's those two, and in particular Kyrgios. Here's Williams coming to the net, forehand winner. 2 breakback points to the 23-time Grand Slam singles champion.
That's a great point from Serena, set up so nicely with the return, moving forward after it and finishing with the down the line forehand. She's doing much better when she's the first one to open the line in the rally. Once she gets locked in these cross-court shots with Kovinić, she hasn't had the best fortune.
Ace from Kovinić saves the first of the 2 break points against her. It is 6 minutes past 1 now, Tuesday morning. 5 Live welcoming listeners to BBC local radio, who will be with us through the night. We are bringing you coverage of quite possibly Serena Williams' final singles match as a professional tennis player. There could be 6 more after tonight, of course, though, if she goes on to reach the final. She's playing Danka Kovinić of Montenegro, the world number 80. She finds herself a breakdown at the moment, 3-2, but there's a break-back point here for Williams, with Kovinić serving at 30-40. And the woman from Montenegro, who's never been past the second round of the US Open, has missed her first serve. Williams, the 6-time champion, is at our commentary box end here on the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Nearly 23,000 people inside this magnificent structure. Kovinić flashes the forehand past Williams to save the break point.
Yes.
Great recovery from Kovinić. She actually played a really smart second serve. It bounced shorter in the box. Serena didn't get up to it in time, so she played it above the shoulder, and then Kovinić taking advantage of that.
So that sounded a bit like the voice of Renee Stubbs,
It
her
did.
coach, saying, "Come on, Serena,
That
nothing
slight
more
Aussie
than that."
twang.
But you are able to coach your player within limits as long as they are at your end of the court, and it has to come from the player's box. Here's Kovinić hitting powerfully and deep, but a great recovery, an excellent defence from Williams, who now finds the sideline with the backhand. Slice backhand from Williams. Kovinić gets into a real tangle at the back of the court. Williams attacking, but she's missed the backhand, she's pushed it long.
Advantage, Kovinić.
Again, some variation from both players. Serena dipping into the backhand slice, and Kovinić got underneath it well, played the forehand slice back to Serena. And this has been a really smart couple of points from Kovinić from 15-40.
She has the advantage, this for a 4-2 lead in the first set. Into the net with the first serve. Williams waits for the Kovinić second serve. Those diamonds are glittering brightly under the lights here in the Arthur Ashe Stadium, and Williams hits the backhand, and it's a winner. To everybody's surprise, she's just found part of that sideline with the backhand down the line. Again, Kovinić is challenging, which means very briefly we get a replay, and we see that it was indeed a very close call indeed, but it was in, because as of yet, no computer has changed its mind.
Well, you're being nice by calling it a challenge. It's a replay, isn't it? Though you can't do anything about
it's formally a challenge, though, isn't it? Or do they say Miss Kovinić is requesting to see the replay?
I think it's a replay.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. You can't challenge. I mean, I guess we get really worried when computers do start to change their minds and start playing with us like that. That's a whole different story and conversation.
I think that's a Will Smith movie.
It's deuce. Williams is alive in this game, and Kovinić has now served a double fault. And it's another break point, the third of this game.
And if Serena can manage to convert this one, the crowd are ready to go nuts. There's so many people just in front of us towards the top of the stadium. Have their thank you Serena cards ready for later.
Third double fault for Kovinić. Williams has served 5 so far. Second serve from Kovinić. It is another double fault, 2 in a row, and Williams has broken back. It's 3 games all in the first set here on 5 live from New York, Arthur Ashe Stadium. Serena Williams, 605 in the world rankings, but who cares about that? She's been #1 for more weeks than most people can remember. 319 weeks, and she's achieved virtually everything you could possibly achieve in the game. Very nearly winning the Grand Slam in 2015, but losing in the semi-finals here in New York to Roberta Vinci. Three games all.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready. Thank you.
Just quickly on that coaching trial, we can talk more about this another day, but you're allowed to verbally coach, no conversations permitted, and the player does have to be at the same end of the court. What they describe as subtle non-verbal coaching can happen at any time, but is supposed to be discreet and not distracting for your opponent or fans. And if those rules are broken, players could still get penalised under the coaching rule. Trials running on both the WTA and the ATP Tour at the moment. Williams sweeps the forehand cross-court. She has 15 love on serve. She's underneath the high ball, and very carefully she paddles that smash away for the winner.
That's an insanely difficult overhead that she's just played. Took all the pace off, added the slice to make sure it just bounced inside the baseline, and it's so difficult in these big stadiums with all the floodlights on to even see the ball.
30 love Williams, backhand hit very, very hard indeed by Kovinić. A huge forehand from Kovinić, but it's into the net.
A love hold is exactly what Serena Williams ordered.
She has a great opportunity to do so. 40 love. This for 4-3 if she wins one of the next 3 points. It's a good serve down the tee. The backhand from Williams is coming to the net again. She's got another overhead, but at the last minute she pulls out of it, and rightly so, because it was just wide. It's a love hold, the first we've had in the match so far, and Williams brings the crowd to much better voice at this change of ends. She's steadied the ship. We're back on serve, and she leads by 4 games to 3, with the winner Gigi to definitely play Annette Kontaveit, the world #2, who has beaten Jacqueline Cristian of Romania 6-3, 6 love.
Yeah, Kontaveit had a real battle with COVID, and then long COVID, till it got to the point earlier in the year when she'd get up in the mornings trying to just a little bit of housework, a little bit of tidying up, and she couldn't manage it. She had to go back to bed. There's the roar for Bill Clinton, back on the Jumbotron. Little smile saying thank you to the crowd. Elsewhere, Jack Draper looking good. He's 2 sets and 4-2 up on Emil Rusevori. There's still loads of tennis taking place around Flushing Meadows. Keep an eye on Stefanos Tsitsipas. He's got himself on the board. So it took 55 minutes. The world #94, Daniel Alahi-Galin of Colombia, to go 6 love, 6-1. Now, Tsitsipas did come back from 2 sets love down in the first round of Roland Garros this year, but he did have a medical timeout at the end of that second set on his right elbow, and he has just netted a high off forehand from behind the baseline. So all not well in the world of Tsitsipas as his dad chatters away from the sideline. Keep an eye on that. Another match, Taylor Fritz against Brandon Holt. Now, Brandon Holt is the son of Tracy Austin, came through qualifying into the first round, and he faces Taylor Fritz, whose mum, Kathy May, was playing on the WTA Tour at the same time as Tracy Austin. I can tell you that Fritz, who's the 10th seed, is a set-up, and he's got points for 5-4. He's just taken them on serve, Fritz, in the second set. As we keep you across everything that's going on as night has fallen in New York on day 1.
And earlier today, wins for the defending champion Daniel Medvedev, Matteo Berrettini, former champion Bianca Andreescu, Coco Gauff went through, Ons Jabeur. Wimbledon was such a fantastic event for her. Madison Keys, and going out Simona Halep, and also Dominic Thiem. No great surprise, because he only had 1 hard court win in 18 months because of his wrist problem heading into the US Open, but he was beaten by Pablo Carreño Busta. Rallied to take it to 4 sets, but he is out on what for him would have felt a bit like a title defence, in that he wasn't able to play since winning the title in 2020.
Love 15.
So, love 15. A double fault, another one. This time by Danka Kovinić, who's 3-4 down to Serena Williams in the first of the night session matches here on the Arthur Ashe Stadium on 5 Live. Long again with the first serve. Second serve is onto the backhand of Williams, who just hit cross-court, and that's into the net by Kovinić with the backhand. Love 30 after the love hold in the previous game.
30.
Suddenly Williams is in the ascendancy.
And Kovinić just starting to panic a bit on her second serve now. Obviously those double faults are starting to add up, and it's now, where do I go with it? And there's a lot just bouncing short in the box.
Love 30 down, and it's an aggressive return which forces the error. Kovinić into the net with a forehand. 3 break points for Williams.
Love 40.
Great return at Kovinic's feet, and I just can't stop comparing the level to Cincinnati and Toronto, and I don't know how you improve this much in 10 days.
Yeah.
Whatever she's been doing, I want the coaching plan. I feel like every player needs to see it.
A lot of hard work has been taking place. Serena Williams looks fully fit. Yeah, she's a bit rusty. It's by no means perfect, and it's a competitive match, but she looks very, very capable of winning it, and it's wide and long from Kovinić, and she's getting frustrated now because Williams has broken to love after holding to love, and she has very much hit the front now. She's won 3 games in a row. She leads 5-3.
Williams leads 5 games to 3.
And is serving for this first set. Five, 3, Williams leads. Forehand return from Danka Kovinić of Montenegro, the world number 80. Forehand from Kovinić, attacking hard as Williams drops a little bit short. The backhand volley from Kovinić is wonderfully well placed, out of reach of the Williams backhand. And there's the first point secured for Montenegro as she tries to break the Williams serve to stay in the first set.
I actually don't think there's much pressure on Serena's serve here, because given how Kovinić is starting her own service games, it feels like even if Serena gets broken here, she's got every chance to break for the set.
Ace from Williams down the tee. But yet this is, for you, the greatest serve of all time?
Yeah, it's the most simple motion. It looks like, oh, Stubbsy's saying, stay nice and positive. But it never really looks like it can break down, because everything is in the exact correct rhythm that every coach tries to teach you.
Forehand from Kovinić, hits the net and spins wide. Williams 2 points away from the first set.
But you could try and teach Serena serve and it would never come off the same, because she's just got that incredible timing.
(30-15), using it to good effect here. She has won 10 of the last 11 points. 2 points away from the set. She's got a short ball here. She hammers the forehand to the back of the court and nets with the stretch volley.
30.
I thought perhaps Kovinić's ball might have gone long there. She went big with it and Serena covered the line. Just missed the volley. Stubbsy is right on top of this, trying to get Serena to stay positive and keep the energy up.
There are strategically placed microphones, quite clearly.
With the on-court, well, not the on-court coaching, I'm still getting used to its new name.
30 all here. Williams just about gets this forehand back in play. Got her footwork a little bit wrong, but she's back in this rally now. But no, that's a forehand wide from Williams, and it's a break-back point for Kovinić.
With the courtside coaching, what makes zero sense to me is that they have the option to decline being mic'd. So you can request as a TV company, oh, we want to listen to this coach, and they can just say no. So what's the incentive to ever say yes?
But Renee Stubbs presumably has,
Well,
or is it just a microphone close by?
I think that's the on-court mic, yeah.
But I think, yeah, that's what I meant by strategically placed. It's there deliberately to pick up what coaches might say without being a personal microphone. Because it's so noisy out there that you wouldn't cut through like that, would you, unless you were pretty close to a microphone. It's break point to Kovinić. It's a second serve from Williams. She's hit the service line. Forehand from Kovinić. It's high and it's long, and Williams has saved the break point.
Yes.
She's got great legs, apparently. Legs that are powered at 23 Grand Slam singles titles. It's deuce, 2 points away from the first set. The return from Kovinić is, it's on to the
Advantage, Kovinić.
baseline. That was some shot, some reply by Kovinić, which has taken Williams by surprise, Arthur Ashe Stadium by surprise, and it's another chance to get back on serve in this first set. 50 minutes played now, so quite a long first 8.5 games. Williams 30-40, serving into the net. Second serve. Williams directs it to the backhand of Kovinić. Forehand Williams. Forehand Kovinić into the net. Bad error.
Serena's serve so far on the break points has been rock solid. Kovinić only able to convert 2 out of 7, I think, and I think a lot of that is just pressure on Kovinić. You know, she's got 24,000 people against her and only a very small group supporting her in her own box, so she's having to generate all the energy and intensity herself.
Juice. 5 Live, BBC Local Radio this Tuesday morning. Williams with a serve, too good. Long from Kovinić. It's a set point to Serena Williams.
Advantage, Williams.
Can she take her first opportunity after 51 minutes? Misses. Misses with the first serve.
Would have been nice to close it out on an ace.
Second serve for Williams. It's still her set point. The forehand from Kovinić. Backhand from Williams. Kovinić hits the backhand down the line. Williams running onto this forehand, which she hits cross court on the defence, but now getting back into the rally, Williams, until she pushes the forehand wide.
Yes.
Again, though, it's not a bad miss, is it? And she's digging deep once these rallies get going to just make extra balls, which is not something that we've seen from her at all this year since she came back at Wimbledon. It's just actually pretty decent tennis, no matter who it is.
Juice. Williams with the first serve. Forehand from Kovinić cross court. Williams cross court with a forehand. Kovinić very, very quick across the ground here to keep this rally alive on the defensive. Forced into a forehand corner. Now asked to hit from the backhand wing, Kovinić. Brilliant from Williams, switching the direction, but it's great defence from the woman from Montenegro, who's now on the attack and on the front foot in this rally. Her slice forehand. Williams with the attempted lob, which is long.
Well, every single person in the crowd was leaning forward, straining their necks to see if that overhead,
Kovinić.
or the lob rather, was going to go in from Serena. And that was a fantastic pickup from Kovinić. It's a deceptively short ball. Kovinić actually ended up moving back after it. So to me, it looked like Serena changed her mind. She was going to go for the passing shot.
Break back points for Kovinić. On the Serena Williams first serve, and that's blocked into the net on the forehand by Kovinić. Williams finds the depth she needed on the serve. "54 minutes played." It's hard work out there. Very humid day in New York. Williams, first serve is good. Her forehand is a little long, and she's given Kovinić another opportunity to break back.
Kovinić.
Fourth one of this game.
Well, both players are dripping with sweat. Kovinic's shirt is soaked through. Serena's breathing heavy.
News of a fantastic win for Jack Draper, who's just gone through in straight sets against Emil Rusevori, as Williams serves an ace, saves the break point. She's 2 points away again from winning this opening set. 6-4, 6-3, 6-3. Draper beats Rusevori. It looked like a 50-50 match, even though Rusevori had the psychological edge of having beaten Jack Draper in straight sets at Queen's. But no one is at all surprised when Draper takes a match like this in his stride. It's an ace from Williams. She now has the set point.
And Serena's reactions after these serves, willing herself on, almost complaining at herself. Why aren't you doing this every point?
She has a second set point at the start of her final US Open, her final event as a professional. It's a good deep serve, and it's into the net on the forehand from Kovinić.
Williams. 6 games to 3.
Arthur Ashe rises to the Queen of Queens. She has the first set in the bag by 6 games to 3. It was pretty stressful at times. She couldn't rely on her serve in the early stages of the set. But Laura, as you've been saying, given what we saw from her at Wimbledon, and in particular in the 2 warm-up events in Toronto and Cincinnati, this is the Serena Williams that other players have been having nightmares about over the years. Not quite to the same level, of course, but this is an uber competitive woman of nearly 41 years of age.
It's a different player. It's a different person out on the court as well. She's just looking like she has a bit of that Serena Williams aura back about her, and so much more presence when she's walking around the court, and obviously helped a lot by the occasion and the USTA throwing in the Queen of Queens video before she walked out, which I'm sure must feel good if you're coming out there and you've got Queen Latifah narrating your entrance. But yeah, it's just different intensity, different footwork around the ball. She was nowhere near this quick around the baseline, moving forward. She was really struggling to move forward just 2 weeks ago, and I'm just really happy.
Now, at the conclusion of this match, we're led to believe there'll be a ceremony, some sort of ceremony, win or lose. You'll be with Dotun Adebayo through the night, through into the morning. Good evening, good morning, Dotun.
Good morning, and what excellent commentary we've been listening to. It's been amazing. I feel for Kovinić, though, I must say. I do feel for Kovinić. What was that Laura said about 24,000 spectators to a handful?
She's really not getting much love, Kovinić. I think maybe 3-4 cheers. And that's from people in her player box. So yeah, not a lot of support, but I'm sure she understands.
And she's part of the occasion, Dotun. She said when the draw was made that it's an honour to face Serena Williams, that she would feel the pressure. It would be stressful. She'd try and turn it into a positive, but she couldn't have expected anything but this here in New York. And I hope that atmosphere, Dotun, is coming through. I mean, it's really electric inside the stadium.
The best way to enjoy this is to close your eyes and listen to the commentary, genuinely. That's what I'm doing. So long may this match continue as far as I'm concerned.
Cotton, thank you very much. I'm sure Serena Williams begs to differ. She'd like to get this done in straight
Of course,
sets.
yes.
But we are at the start of the second
Kovinić.
set now. And as you're hearing from Maria Cicak, it is Danka Kovinić, the 27-year-old from Montenegro, to serve. Serena Williams sparkling in the floodlights. This diamond encrusted figure skating inspired dress. I don't know how long it would have taken her to get ready because there's diamonds through her hair. But Danka Kovinić has to try and ignore and block out everything that's going on and try and get herself back into this contest. First round match. She did have back problems in the summer. She had to pull out of Wimbledon due to those, Kovinić. She upset Emma Raducanu in the Australian Open. Emma Raducanu coming into as the US Open champion. But it's a different beast, it's a different occasion, it's a different everything.
Well, that was a match where Raducanu was dealing with horrific blisters as well, so wasn't 100% physically.
So Danka Kovinić, love 15, loses the first point of the second set, serving first. 1 hour on the match clock, misses the first serve, clips the top of the tape and goes long. Kovinić with the mint-coloured visor serves out wide, drops the second serve short out wide, whips the forehand cross-court to the forehand that misses its mark from Williams, and Kovinić gets her first point on the board.
And Kovinić now has the incredibly tough task of just keeping her energy up, and I'm sure she gave so much in that first set to just keep things competitive and trying to stick in the rally with Serena, who's been playing some incredible tennis.
But they've already played an hour of this contest, and as well as Serena Williams is playing, you also still have to look at the level of fitness that can possibly be with the tennis that she's played. So from Kovinić's point of view, you want to keep Serena Williams out there. You want to keep it. You want to try and extend this for as long as possible, which has been made harder by not taking that first set.
Well, also the same goes for Kovinić though, because she's not played much tennis over the last few months and hasn't won a match since Roland Garros, but also hasn't won a set in any of the matches since she's come back.
15:30, the door is open for Williams. He runs around the backhand, but then hooks that forehand cross court. She shadow swings what she should have done, and it's 30 all.
And Serena's just such a perfectionist that she's just won the set 6-3, played really well, especially in a tough game to close that out on her own serve, and is now angry that she's just missed a fairly tough forehand.
Well, if she'd got it, it would have been breakpoint opportunities. As it is, it's 30 all. Stefanos Tsitsipas is 3-1 up in the third, having lost the first two sets to Daniel Alahi Galan in a bizarre match, but it does look like he's struggling a little bit with a right elbow problem. Backhand cross court from Williams low, the slice from Kovinić, the double hander sort of shove from Williams, who runs around the backhand inside in middle of the court, forehand scooped up long from Kovinić, and it's breakpoint Williams.
40.
An early break here for Serena will be exactly what she wants, to just take some of the pressure off her second serve. Renee Stubbs is having a very excitable conversation with Serena's family. I think they're just thinking maybe it's going to be her tournament.
Oh wow, I thought you were going to say match. You've got a tournament.
Well, I was going with match, and then I thought, why stop at one?
The backhand brought down from Kovinić. Great defence this from Williams. She's got a break point. She cuts up under the ball. The slice cross court from Kovinić pushes Williams back into a forehand cross court. They slam these forehands. Redirection down the line from Williams. Williams steps in. She cuts under that backhand down the line. The forehand flip cross court for the winner. And that deserves a much bigger round of applause than it will ever get due to the situation that we are playing in. Yes. But Danka Kovinić takes the point for Deuce.
Spike Lee enjoyed it. 15-shot rally, had a bit of everything. Serena dropping it short with the backhand slice. Kovinić getting underneath the ball so well, adding the speed, adding the top spin and adding the angle. Serena rightfully giving that one a round of applause.
Deuce Kovinić, he's the world number 80. He's been as high as 46 in the world. That was back in 2016.
She's always lingered around 50, 60.
She's got 3 career top 10 wins. Backhand's in play off the serve from Williams. It's into the net from Kovinić, and it's break point Williams to go 1-up in this second set.
Williams.
Leading by a set love. Took it 6-3 in 56 minutes.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, but the one thing I think will be really hard for Serena if she does manage to come through this is just that reset before the next match. I mean, how do you get through the emotions of tonight? And there's going to be that ceremony on court afterwards, win or lose.
And then 100 people she brought, do they come again or do another 100
How does it work? I'm not sure. Will we have another ceremony on Wednesday?
Wow. This,
And another one after the doubles? Do we keep going?
well, quite possibly. If you set your stall out early with the ceremonies. Heavy forehand. Back behind Williams from Kovinić to save another break point. Little fist pump. It is a strange one. Because you bring those 100 in, you want them to be here. Then what do they say?
Do
Well,
you
can we
say
come again? Because we want to be here for the final match.
Book a flexible return flight. You could be
Flexi
here one day, you could be here.
Or does next round she get 200 tickets, so the 100 can come back again and she gets another 100 on top of that?
Well, it depends how many people she knows.
Lots.
How many friends do you have?
I'm going lots.
I think I've only got about 6 friends.
Right, okay.
I don't mean that in a bad way as well.
Well, no, I
but
didn't think it. Okay then. But they say that is it something in your life you only need, you can count your good friends on one hand, and that's...
I agree with that.
Yeah. Yours just slips into the second hand, just. That's good. It's a good number.
Yeah, but not more than 10.
Good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think of Serena, she's
A lot
got
of these are acquaintances.
the most important people are the ones in the box, and
Yes.
there's about 12.
Game point Kovinić from break points down, drops the ball over. Williams into the net, steps up with the backhand, doesn't get enough height on the ball, and that's an excellent hold. It's so weird because we can describe the excellent play of Kovinić, but it is not backed up by anything from the crowd. There was just silence as she held back. That's a really good hold for Kovinić. When you think she lost that first set, she was break points down, but she held her nerve to close it out, to hold serve for 1-love in the second.
It's a very difficult night for Kovinić, and to be fair to her, she's handling herself so well and not giving huge fist pumps or anything like that because she doesn't want the crowd to go against her. I mean, they're not cheering for her, but they're not hating her.
They're not being
either.
nasty. And there have been
They can
Osaka
turn very
Williams. That
quickly.
was a toxic atmosphere tonight. It was a horrible
This is not a
atmosphere.
changeover. Seats quickly, please.
Oh, but
Thank you.
they're always moving around, changeover or not. They're always, especially in the upper tiers, you can come and go as you please. Right, everyone is settled. Williams is waiting to serve. Some missed opportunities. Serena Williams, 6-time winner here, 1999, made her debut here in 1998, in 2002, 2008, 2012, 13 and 14. Last Grand Slam title won was Australian Open 2017 when she was in the early stages of pregnancy with her daughter. Her last Grand Slam final was US Open in 2019, having reached the final in Wimbledon earlier that year. She has 73 singles titles, it's 23 Grand Slam titles, and 14 Grand Slam doubles titles.
15.
Hour and 6
It's
minutes.
just unbelievable.
The numbers are ridiculous, aren't they? And she's never lost in the first round of the US Open. She's 20-0 and she's only lost 3 times in Grand Slam first rounds. Williams serves very deep, too deep. She was looking to go out wide into the backhand of Kovinić. Kovinić pacing around at the back of the court. We'll have Emma Raducanu for you on 5 Live tomorrow night in the night session. Serve kicks up. Kovinić has time to run and hit on the forehand, but it leaves her extra work to get to the forehand side. But she makes up the ground well, hits double-hander backhand the Montenegrin. Into net goes Williams, who just snatched at that ball.
15.
It's 15-all.
And I'm waiting for Renee Stubbs to pipe up again with some more stay positive messages, because to me it just looks like Serena's fallen a little flat here after not converting the break in the first game.
Williams with the serve, excellent wide serve. It takes Kovinić so far out of court, but she drives back to the forehand side where Kovinić was waiting. Kovinić gets a racket on the ball. She cannot find the court, and that's 30-15 Williams.
Let's see, 15.
The great and the good have come out in force to watch Serena Williams, together with the lucky fans who were able to get a ticket for this evening. with no one knowing if this is going to be the last time we're going to see Serena Williams on a singles court. Still doubles to come. Among the VIPs here, Rebel Wilson, Vera Wang, Zach Wilson, Bill Clinton, Queen Latifah, Anna Wintour. The stretch, the defence from Kovinić, who's having to cover all the court more. You can hear the squeaky shoes of Kovinić as she stretches out to the forehand, slams the forehand cross court, forehand place, drops it a bit short. Backhand. This is amazing defence from Kovinić right now. Forehand goes cross court. Oh, she goes back to the Kovinić forehand, who slams it down the line. Backhand cross court Williams. Backhand skewed from Kovinić, and it's game point Williams.
Incredible ball striking from both players. Serena having to hit 4, 5, 6 extra shots there.
40,
Kovinić digging deep
50.
and finding a way to pick some of these balls up, and now just taking plenty of deep breaths between the points.
They are both gulping down the oxygen, breathing it in, getting some air into their lungs, taking a few moments at the back of the court. Williams now steps up. Game points for 1-1 in the second set, having taken the first set 6-3. You're listening to 5 Live through the night. 5 Live tennis team live, Flushing Meadows, New York for the US Open. And it's an ace from Williams. Out wide, pump of the fist, game done, on the board, a game apiece. She closes her eyes, heads towards her towel at the side of the court, gulping again that air into her lungs.
Game over.
And we have that wonderful sight of a packed Arthur Ashe Stadium on the first Monday of the tournament. But we didn't have the big singer, did we? Normally they open with a Shania Twain or a Phil Collins or
I
a...
recognise the woman who sang the national anthem.
Yeah, but normally we have a performer.
We don't really need it tonight, do you?
Well, I think that's... I'm assuming because we're going to have the afters that they dispensed with the befores.
Kyrgios and Kokkinakis are going to go on much later than they usually would.
Yes, no, that would be the popcorn match. I'm not sure how many people would be left. Drop shot Williams. Here comes Kovinić. She gets up to it. She cannot control it. And that was a good mix-up and a good change-up from Williams.
Love 15.
I bumped into a couple on the food court a little bit earlier as I was wandering around. We come to the US Open every year. I said, do you have tickets for Arthur Ashe? And they said no, but we just wanted to be within Flushing Meadows on the night that possibly could be Serena Williams' final on a tennis court. Love 15. Oh! Miss out wide from Danka Kovinić. She never won a tour title, but she's reached 3 finals. Best Grand Slam result, 3rd round. That's both Roland Garros claiming her favourite surface in the hard courts of Melbourne. Boy, did Serena Williams dispatch that second serve. Gave it the treatment that it thoroughly deserved. And it's love 30. You can't be dropping serves short like that to Serena Williams.
I can understand just being. It's like people who sit on Henman Hill.
Yeah, just want
You
to
just
be part
want to
of
be.
it. What do
Yeah, you want to be there when it
Yeah.
happens. Serena's bandana has been slipping back off her head the entire match, and she's finally decided to just take it off. Good riddance.
Drop shot from Kovinić. Here comes Williams. Kovinić, yep, she's got it. She saw the spot. Williams committed. Open court for Kovinić. Gets herself on the board in the 3rd game.
15-30.
I've actually got some friends who live in Miami who are big Serena fans, and they're coming up. They bought tickets for Wednesday or Thursday before the draw came out for the night match, not knowing when she was going to play, not knowing if she was going to win her first round, but just to have the chance to potentially see her.
Thank you, sir.
Well, we expect them to definitely see the doubles because we expect that to be a night match on a show court. 15-30 serve down the team, misses from Kovinić, who pops that ball to the side to the ball girl, but the ball girl was on the other side, so she's now dashing across to scoop that up as Williams leans forward and sways like there's a breeze just pushing her from side to side. He's inside the baseline, takes it early with the backhand, crunches that ball, pick up from Kovinić, slammed away, back behind for break points Williams.
Serena's just in the zone.
14.
Coming forward so much more than she has been over the last few months, just having that belief in her net game for the first time in a long time. We've seen her get so tentative on the drive volleys and take the pace off the ball.
30.
Ace from Danka Kovinić. Now, she had to save break points in the opening game of the second set, which she duly did, and she has another one to save here. She has a word with herself to keep herself positive. It's a fourth ace for Kovinić to the 7 that Williams has put down. Hour and 13 on the clock. It's 8:45 local time.
Got to be careful on the second serve here, Kovinić.
Yeah, otherwise it's going to be eaten. Backhand from Williams, deep and into the corner. High ball sits up for Williams with a heavy forehand, but drops it a little bit short. And good reply from Kovinić, who runs around the backhand and goes deep on the forehand side. Kovinić, she's slamming and crunching that forehand, and it's netted by Williams, and it's deuce.
Well, Serena hit a fairly perfect return and then just failed to move forward behind it. She had the chance. Kovinic's ball sailed up in the air, and Serena just choosing to let that one drop. I think she could have taken it a lot earlier. Olympia, Serena's daughter, she's got to be one of the best behaved kids on tour anyway.
I would say that Serena Williams' sister would beg to differ right now. She tries to tie a credential round her arm. And the sister's being very patient.
The play box always cracks me up because they all take turns in sort of keeping Olympia occupied. 20 minutes each, it looks like. She goes around the box.
I think she's about to be moved on. But to Olympia, it's her mum. You know, to all these people, it's the GOAT, and obviously she's the GOAT. You know, her mum is her GOAT, but it's very different, isn't it? She's like, oh, it's mum playing tennis. You know, it's that occasion for everyone else who's grown up with Serena Williams. And Naomi Brody said there wasn't anyone for her before Serena Williams. Kim Clijsters, who forged a rivalry with Serena Williams on court. You know, these special memories for everyone. To Olympia, it's mum.
Yes.
It's going to be beyond cool for them to look back on in 15 years or so and have all these amazing memories of Olympia in matching outfits on the side of the court.
Kim Clijsters said she brought her 2 youngest with her, and as they came into Flushing Meadows, there's a poster obviously of a 3-time US Open winner, and her youngest went, "Mum, so you were quite good. I thought you were just joking." Yes, she was. Game point Kovinić. And a lot of the players, they do talk about some wait till after they finish to have children, some want to have children while they're playing so they can experience these moments with their children as they get older.
You see Federer's kids out and about. They're
grown-ups now almost.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're almost teenagers at this point.
It's a very cool dad to have. Game point Kovinić.
Game Kovinić.
And another race under pressure again, and again it won't get the applause it deserves. Right, that was an exchange.
Kovinić leads.
So in the first 2 games, she has had to save multiple break points, of which she has done. So 2-1 Kovinić. Russell, what else is happening, going on?
She's leaving the court.
What can you tell us? I think she's had to have a quick change.
I can tell you that Stefanos Tsitsipas is fighting back still. 5-3 up in the third set against Daniel Elahi Galan, having won just 1 game in the first couple of sets and being treated for an elbow problem. Gladys Knight is now being given a wonderful ovation, having had her image on the Jumbotron here in the Arthur Ashe Stadium. The match between Taylor Fritz and Brandon Holt of the United States. Brandon Holt, the son of Tracy Austin, the 2-time US Open champion, qualifying here. Very emotional moment for the family. His ranking is quite low and he's up against the 10th seed in Taylor Fritz, but it is 1 set all. It's a tiebreaker piece on that particular court. And I see the youngest player in the draw, Sarah Beshlek, who beat Heather Watson in the final round of qualifying. She's just 16 from the Czech Republic. She's lost her first match to Lyudmila Samsonova, and one of the stars of last year at the US Open. All right, not quite Emma Raducanu level, not even Leylah Fernandez level or Daniel Medvedev level, but Botic van der Zandschulp was a bit of a legend, wasn't he? The qualifier who got to the quarterfinals. He just won his first match in 5 sets, 7-5 in the decider against a qualifier this year, Thomas Machak of the Czech Republic.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the name that's a slight dread for radio commentators everywhere.
Yeah, it's a long name.
But I feel like once you say it
but
right
quite easy
once,
to say.
then you've got it. You've got
If you're doing it
in
ball
the
by
bag.
ball in a very quick point, very quick.
Botic van der Zandschulp.
By the time you've said it, it's come back to him.
It's one of those where I don't feel like you can just say Van Zandschulp as well.
I normally say the Dutch player a lot.
Or just Botic.
You're on first name terms with him?
Not really.
I
I think I've said hi to him
though.
once.
I really don't think he'd mind.
He's a very laid-back individual. So we have Danka Kovinić back. She just had a quick
Seats quickly,
change.
please. Ladies and gentlemen,
Serena Williams used her
thank
towel to
you.
sort of mop up the sweat that is everywhere because it is a humid evening
Any
in
seats
New
for now,
York.
please.
Coming up
Thank
to
you.
9 o'clock at night. Still very hot and humid. And they've been going at it for an hour and 18 minutes in this first round match. You're listening to On 5 Live. Serena Williams turns 41 next month. Made her debut here in 1998. Doesn't keep the spare ball. She just immediately turn around to the ball boy or ball girl at the back and ask for another one to be handed over, which it duly is, and she reaches up and she serves out wide again. Kovinić had to leap up to hit that, and she misses off the return, and it's 15-love. As Laura rightly said, there is another match after this. Nick Kyrgios, Thanasi Kokkinakis.
They are having a tough evening. I mean, Kyrgios isn't overly bothered by a lot of things, but I think this is a very tricky preparation because even when your second night match on a regular day, it's tough, and all of this added ceremony, the crowd, virtually all of them here for just Serena, so I'm not sure how many people are going to stay.
30-love. Williams comes in off the serve, gets a short return, punches it away off the backhand side on the approach to the net and brings up game points. This is for 2-all in the second set.
And the bandana's come back. She's giving it a second go.
It's the look, isn't it?
Not giving up yet.
No.
Yeah, you need the
look.
complete outfit,
Yeah.
don't you?
You've taken time to put it together. You've got to see it through. I would
It's
imagine.
like if you have a jacket that finishes the look.
1-2 punch, wide serve, cross-court winner into the empty court, and that's a very comfortable, quick hold for Serena Williams. Looking to put the pressure back on Kovinić, who's had to save break points in her first two service games of the second set. Again, back to the towel for Williams. She's using it to dry every single part of her.
The real question is, does she put the cape on for the ceremony? Or is that a
No,
bit much?
I think the cape's quite fiddly. I don't think it would be. I don't think in these conditions. I think it would be like stepping into a sauna putting that cape back on, and I don't think that'd be a good look when you're doing a little speech and you're having a little chat. And 2-all. Start of the fifth game. Kovinić is in green and grey, sort of mint green visor. Beautiful forehand winner past Williams. Williams doesn't move towards it.
15-11.
So green on the front of the top, white on the back, a grey skirt, green visor. The best this year for Kovinić was a semi-final showing at the Andalusian Open on the clay. That was in March. She did win an ITF title, so that's the level below the tour. Once again on the clay, and that was in May. So Williams smells an opening here. She's inside the baseline. She's going to get a look at her second serve. She'll put as much pressure as possible. She crunches the forehand back, the stretch from Kovinić into the net, and it's 15-all.
And Serena has been putting so much pressure in these
15-all.
return games for quite some time now, and it's just waiting for that breaking point, really, for Kovinić to finally throw in maybe a double fault. She hasn't done one of those in a while, and that was something that played a big part in the first set.
Annette Kontaveit, the second seed, awaits the winner of this contest, getting herself back into form after a fantastic year last year, but battling COVID this year and injuries. The backhand crunch by Williams, who kicks on the forehand side, settles herself up. The backhand, they are just crunching these balls from the back of the court, but the weight of shot from Williams is too hot for Kovinić to handle, and Williams edges ahead.
15,
And again,
13.
this 15-30 on the Kovinić serve. Serena is knocking on the door in every single return game. If she's just able to get an early break here and take some of the pressure off her own serve if she's trying to close out this match in 15-20 minutes.
Kovinić 15-30 needs the first serve. She doesn't get it, so another opportunity for Williams to increase the pressure, to step in, to step up, to attack. She's resting behind the baseline. She's edging forward. She's now inside the baseline. She's now up to the service line. Hits a double-handed backhand, side edge of the sideline, and she's got break points.
Miss Kovinić is requesting a review on a call on the left
Kovinić
line.
again requesting the replay, but this was bang on the line. The crowd took a second to even realise that was in, and we've got 2 break points.
It's like Groundhog Day for Kovinić on serve at the moment. The positive she'll take is she's been here before.
She's only winning 33% of her second serve points right now, Kovinić.
1540 has to find the first serve, doesn't find the first serve. So Williams says, right, here I come. Feet on the baseline. As the ball is tossed up, Williams comes inside the baseline, takes it with the off backhand. Kovinić with the forehand cross court. The down the line is open. Kovinić is there with an off backhand and deep of her own. A high ball for Kovinić, has to reach back. That ball sits up high. A high moon ball played by Williams off the backhand side. A forehand brought down inside in, misses the court altogether. Danka Kovinić. And Serena Williams finally makes the breakthrough to take the 5th game in the second set and to lead by 3 games to 2.
The crowd are on their feet, and now is when I start to feel a bit nervous, because I have no idea how the next few games are going to go now that Serena's finally got that set and a break, and you feel like it's going to be straightforward, but given that she's really not won a match in so long, this is going to be very, very tough for her to try and close out.
See, I thought you were going to say now is the point, now she's got the break, that you start to feel a little bit more comfortable about...
I think in normal terms we would, and in a regular situation, if we saw Serena setting a break up, especially with the way that she served in the second set, I would feel very good about it. Mike Tyson up on the big screen.
They love a Jumbotron in America.
They do love a Jumbotron. You couldn't do this in the UK, could you?
You can imagine a Jumbotron at Wimbledon.
No.
Or Bongo Cam or Kiss Cam. We're seeing the actress, Rebel Wilson, blowing kisses to the crowd. She's a massive tennis fan.
Time.
So people are moving around, they're getting themselves food to eat, drinks to drink. Laura's doing a little bit of a dance in the commentary box as we look down high up over Arthur Ashe. Thank you for that. Serena Williams with the break, 3-2, listening to 5 Live.
Russell's looking at us like, who is Missy Elliott?
You knew who Harry Styles was.
I should have a right of reply here. You're the old woman, Gigi. You're always explaining...
That's a little bit harsh.
No, I'm older than you, I accept that, but you're always the one who's saying you're far too old and you haven't heard about all these things that young people enjoy. I would not put myself in that category. I'm not as cool as you, Laura.
So are
obviously.
you a Missy Elliott fan?
Not a Missy Elliott fan, but I know who you're talking about.
That's better than I expected.
But Missy Elliott's not young.
No,
Missy Elliott's been around a bit. We would know more about her than you.
Possibly.
Good point.
I thought she was excellent in the Euros.
Williams serves out wide and misses. She's looking to find a short angle off the serve out wide and doesn't find it. Normally we rely on Laura at tournaments like Australia to spot the celebrities, because we're like, I don't know who that is.
I don't know what it says about me, but I have a weird eagle eye for random celebs, especially Aussie ones as well.
Well, you have an Aussie connection. Double fault from Williams. It's her first of the second set. Maybe Laura is right. Normally we would relax and think, surely she's got this now, but who knows? But a great get from Williams. Kovinić is making a move everywhere. This defence is stunning from Williams. If she wins this point, if there was a roof, it would go off the court. Williams, she just can't in the end. A frying pan volley. Great from Kovinić to keep her cool, but what defence in that point from Williams.
And the crowd giving that what it deserves. I mean, fantastic point from both players, but for Serena to even get a racket on some of these balls, and The first volley that she hit was almost a dive, and then she had to cover the cross-court passing shot from Kovinić. 15-30. Already feels like a different service game to the ones that Serena's had so far in this set.
Hour and a half on the clock, 9 o'clock in the evening local time. Ace down the tee. Wonderful to have that in your locker.
I've always thought that must be nice. Just being able to rely so much on your serve, down 15-30 and down 30-40. Those add points are so important. And Serena's just able to hit every single place on the court with the serve.
8th ace. 9th ace. Game points. And what a turnaround we're seeing here. Brandon Holt, the son of Tracy Austin, is now split sets with Taylor Fritz, 10th seed. He's now 4-1 up in the third.
And you were focused on Tsitsipas before. What's happening there?
Well, he's now remembered what it's all about, and 6-3 the third set. Tsitsipas now 2-love in the fourth. So there's some strange things happening on day one in New York. Williams now, though.
Strange things happening here with Kovinić. She was bouncing around while Serena was trying to serve. I think to try and put her off. That is usually what the intended outcome is, but Serena putting that one away. And we saw that earlier. Yastremska was trying to do it against Madison Keys. I'm not a fan of it.
Williams leads.
Why are you not a fan of it? Because you're trying to gain the advantage. It's not unsportsmanlike to do that.
I think it is.
It's just moving around.
No, if you're moving around to the point where you're trying to put your opponent off, then that's unsportsmanlike.
But how do you prove they're doing it to put the opponent off and they're not just moving around because they want to keep
if
loose?
they haven't been doing it for the rest of the match, and all of a sudden, when it's a big point and they bring it out,
but then, yeah.
Thank you.
Then it's a little fishy,
It should be
isn't
allowed,
it?
though. It's like a goalkeeper
Well, it
when
is
he goes to take
allowed.
a penalty. They
do
suddenly
it.
go a little bit mental on the line because you'll do anything you can to distract the opponent.
It's allowed. Kovinić didn't get called at them, but
You would give her a good
to
old
me, it's
scowl.
just borderline. And if you're playing Serena, especially in a match like this, I think something like that could turn the crowd against her very quickly.
They didn't have the crowd for her in the first place.
No, but they could go the other way even more.
15.
It could be a Medvedev situation from a couple of years ago.
Oh wow. 2-4, Kovinić at 15-love. Kovinić is managing to smile her way through this very
she's really
surreal
enjoyed herself.
experience.
I mean, she's played well above her ranking to me.
Which is currently 80. Serve out wide. It's a vicious return from Williams off the backhand side that proved too hot for Kovinić to handle.
15.
Kovinić has got her hair tied up into a knot at the back of her head. Visor on. Williams leaning forward, swaying from side to side. Good serve. Deep serve kicked up into the body of Williams, who wasn't able to move her feet in time. That gave Kovinić the point, 30-15. Williams leading by a set and a break, 4-2. Annette Konzovit, the second seed, awaiting the winner in the second round. Williams expected to partner up with Sister Venus for their first round of the doubles on Wednesday. Serve down the tee. Excellent serving from Kovinić under pressure to bring up game points.
A must-win service game for Kovinić, and finally coming through a service game a little easier. She's been 15-30 down and love 15. Just to have this 40-15 here will give her a bit of a boost of energy.
Well, if Williams thought Kovinić was playing games with the bouncing, Williams has just taken an extended towel break. She apologises a couple of times. Kovinić serves. She's down on one knee. Kovinić hits the backhand, forehand for the Montenegrin is netted.
40-13.
Williams just turns her back to Kovinić, wipes her sweat away with a sweatband that she's got on the right wrist as Kovinić juggles the three balls in her left hand, giving them the once over and gradually discarding them until she has the one she's going to use, which she hopes will close out the seventh game of the second set, as Laura said, a must-win game. She's 2-4 down. Forehand from Williams goes cross-court. The forehand, that's a beauty. That's a beauty of a shot on the forehand side from Kovinić. She leapt up in the air. She crunched into that forehand. She slammed it cross-court. And she has held serve. We're getting a view outside of Arthur Ashe at the people that we were talking about, Russell, who they don't have a ticket, but they want to be here and they want to be a part of it.
Yeah, not a bad night to be in the square. If you can't possibly be inside the Arthur Ashe Stadium, I'm sure the atmosphere out there is fantastic. You really want to experience it from every angle tonight, don't you? I mean, we have amongst the best seats in the house here. We're very high up in the stand, so it's a bird's eye view of the court. I'd say the glass slightly detracts from the atmosphere for us personally, hopefully not for those of you listening at home. But if you can't be on the court and you'd really want one of those seats down the lower bowl, wouldn't be the very expensive seats, then I can completely understand why people do want to be part of the occasion. And right now, if you've got a ticket for Wednesday night, I think you'd be pretty confident about your chances of seeing Serena Williams again, where if she can get through this match, she'd play Annette Kontaveit, the second seed, a player who won 5 tournaments in the space of 6 months before going off the boil a little bit recently. Stefanos Tsitsipas could yet be here on Wednesday, having lost the first 2 sets 6-love, 6-1 to Daniel Elahi Galan, the qualifier. He's won the third and he's 2-1 up in the fourth with a break. And Brandon Holt is 5-1 up in the third set against Taylor Fritz, the 10th seed. 1 set all. What a story for the qualifier. 303 in the world, son of the 2-time champion Tracy Austin. His professional career has not been at all straightforward, but that would be some win against Taylor Fritz, who's been in such fantastic form this year and is probably still kicking himself that he didn't beat Rafa Nadal in the Wimbledon quarterfinal. We shouldn't mention that, just in case he's within earshot.
There's a great poster being held up, says, "Thank you, King Richard, for giving us Queen Serena." Richard Williams' dad.
I enjoyed the film as well. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I've still not seen it.
I went to a screening, press
look
screening
at you.
in
Very glamorous.
London
Ooh.
in November of last year. It was me and one other woman in the cinema.
Oh.
Very, very strange. And they make you put your phone in a bag. You're allowed to take it with you, but of course they don't want you to be taking screenshots of the screen, putting material out there before it was released officially.
You and one other person?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who-
very,
what-
very
did
odd.
you
No
know
ice
the other
creams
person?
either to buy. No, she was a journalist, I think.
4-3, 15-love.
Anyway, back to the match after Russell's bizarre
Random.
cinema experience.
And it did, I've
press
watched it
screening.
again since, but it did slightly detract from the experience because you want to be enjoying a film with other people, don't you? Other than one
Did you sit
woman
near
who I'd
each
never
other,
met
or were
before.
you far apart from each other?
COVID times, so we did keep a little bit apart. And we had to wear masks as well, because it was November of last year.
4-3, 30-love. Williams looking to close out for 5-3, put herself a game away from the second round. Serve out wide, blocked by Kovinić. It's long, the serve was too good, and it's game points Williams.
And the serving in this game has been outstanding from Serena to come out at 4-3 after a tricky couple of games on her own serve, and if she can manage to hold to love here.
Serve down the tee. Serve is firing deep. Return from Kovinić. She plays a low backhand, clips top of the net, sits up, backhand down the line, winner! And a raised fist from Serena Williams as she moves to within a game of the second round at the US Open.
And the reaction from Serena after she hit that backhand down the line was so confident. It was one of those classic Serena moments with her hand raised up in the air, clenched in a
Williams
fist.
leads 5-3.
The highlights reel for this match is going to be a fun one to put together for the editing team. She's played some vintage Serena tennis.
She's a game away from the second round and going to 21-0 in the US Open first round. And she's only dropped, in those 20 matches to this point, she's only dropped 2 sets. And it looks like that is going to continue. She leads by a set and 5-3. So Kovinić serving to stay in the match. He goes for the body serve that misses and nearly takes out Williams in the process. Knocks that ball to the ball girl at the back of the court. Takes the one that she's got in the shorts that she's wearing underneath the grey skirt. Reaches up now with this serve and misses by a long way. And Serena Williams is 3 points from the match.
It's one of the first double faults that Kovinić has hit in this set. She found some momentum finally on her second serve, and now just the pressure.
Another miss on the first serve. Ball boy scurries to the side. You can hear that murmur around Arthur Ashe as Williams closes in. She steps inside, places the backhand through the middle of the court. The forehand whipped cross court from Kovinić. Kovinić with the forehand goes down the line, misses. Williams 2 points from the win.
Love 13.
How easy it would be if Serena is able to break for the match. She's getting after these returns. People have their phones out ready to go for the match point.
Trying to contain themselves, the crowd at the moment. The photographers' lenses are all focused on Serena Williams with the jewels in her hair, her outfit, her shoes. 2 points from the win, and to extend her career as a singles player, this being her final tournament. Into the net goes Kovinić, and it's match points Williams. After an hour and 39 minutes, Laura Robson joins those with the cameras focused on the Arthur Ashe court as the crowd start to raise themselves to their feet. But they will have to settle and they will have to sit down. Kovinić is ready at love 40. Dad has now got Olympia on his lap. Mum has triple match point. Kovinić
Let's for serve.
clips and as it goes out wide, Kovinić turns to the back of the court, takes her time.
And the majority of the lower section, actually the whole stand,
They've not sat back down
they're
again.
standing. The people on the courtside seats are leaning over into the court.
Triple match point. Kovinić with the serve down the tee, the forehand through the middle of the court. Kovinić forehand goes deep, the forehand from Williams goes cross court to the side ends. It's open for Williams, she plays the forehand down the line. Kovinić is there with the backhand into the net, and Williams has won. There is delight on the face of Serena Williams. She marches on, she moves on, she plays on. This is not the end, this is not the time to say goodbye to Serena Williams. She's won through in the first round of the US Open. She's shown us some vintage Williams, and she gets the job done in straight sets. It is a 6-3, 6-3 win that is finished off with a huge smile and a twirl in the centre of Arthur Ashe. We will see Serena Williams again on the singles court because she is through Laura Robson to round 2.
That was cool. That was really cool. And Serena, I can't imagine how she was feeling walking out onto the court, the pressure that she was under to deliver tonight, and everyone wanted to see a good match. And she surprised us all with the level that she showed tonight. It was really, really solid tennis. There was some shots that were vintage Serena, and Kovinić actually put up a decent effort considering she's not had the best couple of months either. And that will be a match that Kovinić can take a lot of positives from. But tonight was just all about Serena Williams. Olympia is leaving the court. It's past her bedtime. Dad has taken her off to bed, and we are going to have this little ceremony. Stacey Alistair, the tournament referee, is on the court. Serena's hugging a ball girl.
Well, because she's been working here for 25 years, the same time that Serena Williams has been coming here as a player. Big smile on the
Serena
face.
recognises her.
It's nice to see Serena Williams looking this relaxed. There has been so much stress, there's been so much tension, there's been so much pressure, and you just
So
feel
much.
like the weight of the world has been lifted off her shoulders.
Well, think about her attitude when she walked off the court in Cincinnati when the tournament wanted to do a presentation for her. She understandably was not happy with the way that she played and just said, nope, not doing anything, walked off court. And this is a completely different Serena. She's just soaking up the attention, enjoying the crowd. She knows everyone is here for her tonight, and she gave them a show.
And Dotton, we can confirm there will be a presentation. They've laid out a blue carpet at the far end of the Arthur Ashe Stadium. They've put the microphone in the centre. And we knew, Dotton, that win or lose, there would be tributes paid to Serena Williams at the end of this match. And many would say rightly so.
I'm not bothered about the presentation. I want to hear more of the Gigi Salmon and Laura Robson show. I thought you were amazing. I did say the best way to listen to this commentary was with your eyes closed, and I detected every nuance of your new, should we call it tennis cast? Also featuring every now and then the dulcet tones of one Russell Fuller, and you dispatched with him very, very smoothly. All that stuff about misdemeanor Elliot, as she was once known, I thought was ace, or tennis ace, that is.
Anything to say, Russell, or are you going to stay quiet at this point?
No, I think I've made my points on Missy Elliott. Age is only a number, isn't it, Dotton, as you know very, very well. I didn't claim to be a fan. You were suggesting I'd never heard of her. That was the issue. You were painting me as an old man who was out of touch.
Dotton, we've started it again. I mean, Dotton, there was me last night invited to a Harry Styles concert. I felt like I would have been the mother and grandmother of most of the people in the audience.
I thought the best bit was when Russell was trying to impress you about that press ticket he got to see King Richard. I thought that
impressive, was it?
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, just him and one other lady sat apart with no popcorn.
Just a little insight into what a tennis correspondent does in the off-season. Didn't even have any popcorn. Nothing at all.
Oh, that's brutal.
I'm sure Serena would be delighted to know that her, what was, arguably, possibly...
Fans, please welcome
here we go.
From CBS Mornings and Oprah Daily.
You can see
Gayle
that the family
King.
are gathering at the side, and it will be Gayle King who's going to conduct this ceremony, and who'll be speaking to Serena Williams, and she'll be the next voice that you hear.
Wow. I think Serena said, not today, not today. It was one of those things coming in. She said, son, you messed with the wrong one. I've been coming to this tournament for so many years, and certainly this night, but I don't know about you, but today just felt different. It felt different because it did. Because for many of us, we know that this will be the last time we see Serena Williams at the US Open. I read the Vogue piece announcing her retirement, and my first thought was, no, no, no. It's like when you're a little kid and you grab onto your loved one's legs and go, no, 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 please no. And then I read the entire article. Thank you, Anna Wintour, because the cover was knockout. I read the entire article and I said, she seems at peace. So if she's at peace, then I guess I'll get on board. And then I woke up this morning. Yeah, I got on board. And then I woke up this morning and I went back to the no, 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 I'm not ready. Because I started thinking, and maybe you did this too, you started thinking about the accomplishments that she's done on and off the court. How she has changed the game in so many ways. She's changed the hue of the game. She's changed the complexion of the game for those who play and those of us who watch it. And it just made me so, so proud. So for those of you who have watched it, who've watched this game, we know she is really fun to watch, as we saw tonight. Just when you thought, can she pull it out? Maybe she can't, and then she did. And then she did. Oh. I feel sorry for the person sitting next to me because they have no circulation, Serena. Someone who understands what it feels like, who knows that Serena Williams is fun to watch, who knows what it's like to compete on this level. This is funny, we were walking backstage coming out, and this person says, I don't have my credentials. And then they said, but the whole facility is named after you. I think you can get in. Please welcome to the court, Billie Jean King.
Thank you, everyone. I'm wearing pink tonight because it's Serena's favorite color. We first met in April of 1988 when she was 6 years old and her sister was 7 years old at a clinic, tennis clinic, where we had 1,200 kids in Long Beach, California. And I'll never forget that day. Here are these two kids that come out. So we had them hit. And then I had Serena hit. And then I said, now remember, she's 6 years old. I said, can you serve? And she says, yeah, I can serve. I said, can I see it, please? And can we all see it? She says, okay. And Mama Oracene was there, so. Anyway, she serves it. There's Oracene. There's Mama. Anyway, Serena serves, and I told her, don't change a thing. So that's why, and you saw that tonight. Her serve is by far the most beautiful serve ever in the history of our sport. You are fearless. I love it. And you hate to lose. It is great. You've touched our hearts and minds to be our authentic self, to use our voices, to dream big. Thank you for your leadership and commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Especially for women and women of color. Yes! Most of all, thank you for sharing your journey with every single one of us. We love you. God bless you. And guess what? You're just beginning.
If you're just joining us, this is a ceremony to celebrate Serena Williams' contribution to tennis. She did win. She is carrying on. But family and friends are gathered around the Arthur Ashe Stadium, and you're listening to Gail King.
Celebration for Serena tonight, and the Tennis Association has put on a tape. So many people wanted to be a part of this tape, but they decided they only wanted one voice. I know this person has a tennis court. I don't know if they've ever used it, but they're a big Serena fan, and this is what she wanted to say to Serena tonight. Roll tape, please.
Now the crowd are being shown shots of Serena Williams on the big screen. Winning the US Open.
Compton, California.
1999.
What a journey it's been for Serena and the entire Williams family.
And now shots of the 6 trophies that she's won here.
What's there to say? The years went by in a blink. 98 feels like yesterday. You've given us so much. All we can do is thank you. Thank you for making the bright lights brighter and the Big Apple bigger. Thank you for showing us how to be graceful, powerful, fearless. Thank you for dressing to the nines and bringing your dancing shoes. Thank you for turning center court into center stage. For bringing the house down. Thank you for showing us what it means to come back and for never, ever backing down. Thank you for changing the face of the game, for inspiring the next generation. Thank you for thinking outside the lines and encouraging us to evolve. Thank you for showing us how to love the sport and for always loving us back. Just know, whatever you do next, we'll be watching. With love, all of us.
Narrated by Oprah Winfrey, running through since her debut here in 1998, Serena Williams, through the 6 titles and beyond that she has picked up here at Flushing Meadows. As Williams, a big smile on her face, watching up at that big screen.
With love, all of us. Oh, without further ado, Miss Serena Williams, we would like you to come to center court. Come on up, Serena. Come on up, Serena.
Makes her way to the center of Arthur Ashe as she embraces Gayle King. And now the two are going to have a little chat.
It's so funny. Serena just said, I'm all sweaty. I go, I don't care. I don't care. So, Serena, you know, you're like that Beyonce song. I'm one of one. I'm the only one. Don't even try to compete with me.
Yes.
You know, we're still processing. You've known about this for a while, this decision that you've made, but we're still processing. You know, it's only been 3 weeks for us. When you got up this morning, did you feel a sense of relief? Do you still have confidence in the decision? Because watching you tonight, we're thinking, you ain't ready either. What are you thinking, Serena?
First of all, thanks. I didn't expect any of this, so
we're celebrating you, Serena Williams.
You know, I always just got to do the best that I can. You know, this is, I feel so comfortable on this court and in front of everyone here. And, you know, when I step out on the court, I just want to do my best that I can do on that particular day. And that's really all I can do.
But you felt the crowd with you tonight.
Yeah,
I know you did.
The crowd was crazy.
Yeah, you felt the crowd with you. We are still with you.
It really helped pull me through.
Did that help you? Did that help you?
Yeah.
Oh, we were all willing
I was
for you.
really pumped. I was like, yes, I got this.
Well, so many of us read the essay in Vogue, and if you haven't, you should. But I'm curious about, and it's very clear when you read it, but for those who haven't, what made you decide now, at this time, that it was time for you?
It's been such a hard decision, you know, because...
Was it a hard decision? I was wondering.
Yeah, it's been a very hard decision because I think when you're passionate about something and you love something so much, it's always hard to like walk away. Sometimes I think it's harder to walk away than to not. And that's been the case for me. And so I've been trying to decide for a little while what to do.
But you clearly still love this game.
I do.
It's part of your DNA, yeah.
Yeah, I do. Also, I love it because it keeps you fit, you know, so that's a bonus. But I was just like, all right, well, I think now's the time. You know, I just have a family and, you know, so it's
Hello,
just like,
family.
There's other chapters in life, and, you know, I call it evolution, you know.
I know, Serena, you said do not use the R word. Look at Olympia. Hi, Olympia. You said you don't want to use the R word in retirement. You said call it evolution.
Yeah.
So what now will winning look like for you?
So yeah, I have my VC company, Serena Ventures, and like I said, we invest in a lot of people. We invest in women and people of color and men as well. We invest in everyone. And I really wanted to spend more time at home and working on my spiritual life, and that was really important to me. So yeah, it's like Serena 2.0. I'm still going to be crazy. 2.0. I'm still going to be intense. I'll still be around.
Can you tell us something about your outfit? Because I heard that you had 6 layers to represent the six wins.
Yes, I have 6 layers to represent the 6 wins, but I took 4 out because it was too heavy. So, so now I have 2 layers.
You were 17 last time you were here. So what do you want people to think about when they hear your name? When they hear Serena Williams, especially young girls in Compton, what do you want people to think about?
I just want people to think how hard one tries. And
somebody said goat, Serena.
Goat. Yeah.
Goat.
Okay. That's okay.
That too.
That'll do. But yeah, it's so important to give your all, no matter what you do, no matter how many obstacles you face. Like, I've been down and out so many times and in the public eye, and I've had to like come back, and you know, you just never give up. And it sounds cliche, but that really means something. You have, no matter what you're going through out there, and I just wanted people to be inspired by my story. I'm from Compton, California, and you know,
shout out to Compton.
And I made it.
Later this week, you're teaming up with your sister Venus. We could call it the tennis version of Sister Act.
Yes.
Is this going to be something you all will continue to do, or is it a one and done?
This is, come on, this is, we're laying it all out here. For me, at least. I can't speak for my sister, but it's going to be so fun playing doubles with her. It's going to be crazy.
Yes.
We haven't done it in so long, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And Olympia's turning 5.
She's about to be 5.
September 1st.
Yeah.
And you talked very lovingly and candidly about your desire to have another child. What are you most looking forward to in your life at home with, she's blowing us kisses with Olympia and Alexis?
I look forward to waking up and just, you know, being like, okay, I don't have to run to the court today. And I look forward to just being a mom. She's such a good girl, and I just want to be a good mom to her. And that's kind of what life is.
Two more things. This was a quote. Alexis, you'll like this quote. This was a quote I read the other day from a fan who said, "You simply cannot overstate the breadth and depth of the influence she's had on many people. As far as I can tell, she has no idea." That was from Alexis Ohanian. Is he right?
Absolutely. I'm just me, and I'm just Serena, and I feel like I just blend in with the crowd sometimes, so I just am here just being the best that I can.
Serena, you will never blend in with the crowd. You will never.
I feel like I do. I feel like I do.
Did you see your body in that Vogue cover? Va and boom. It's hard to imagine tennis without you. You know, as Oprah said in the tape, love from all of us. You will so be missed. We always talk about what you've done for us. What can we do for you?
Just keep coming out and supporting me as long as I'm here. And know that I love you so much, and I'm so excited to be here. So much.
That we can do. Okay. Before we go, we have one more surprise for you. One more surprise. Crowd, are you ready? Before we go. We've been working really hard on this, Serena. Really, really hard.
Oh, boy. Oh!
So what they're now doing is all the crowd have been handed cards, which they're all going to hold up. And it should say, "We love you, Serena," if everyone holds up their card.
All right.
It's not great radio, so you're just going to have to go with our description. We will post some pictures for you to see this.
The crowd are all at different speeds as well. They need to step it up slightly.
So the "we" is white cards, the heart is red, and the rest of the cards are blue. And it says "We love Serena," and all 4 corners have those cards that display "We love Serena."
All over the stadium it says, "We love you, Serena." Thank you,
Serena. I think the "you" was missing. I think it was just "We love Serena."
Thank you,
so we'll go for that.
No, I thought that bit was a little underwhelming.
The cards?
Yeah.
No, we can big it up on radio.
I had high hopes for it, and then everyone went at different speeds.
Well, how do you coordinate this many people?
They needed a 3-2-1 go.
Right, Laura Robson's going to be in charge of the next card holding up because she was disappointed with that. Serena Williams will now make her way off the Arthur Ashe Stadium. If you're just joining us here on 5 Live, Serena Williams, it wasn't goodbye because she won today. She beat Danka Kovinić 6-3, 6-3. So she plays on. She faces the second seed Annette Kontaveit. She's also in the doubles with Sister Venus, but it was something that the USTA wanted to do, to be interviewed by her great friend Gail King, her sister, her husband, her daughter. They're now in the centre of Arthur Ashe. There'll be photos that are taken, so it's not done yet. There is still more tennis to be played, but this is a moment for Serena Williams and her daughter to enjoy on the Arthur Ashe Stadium, a court, Russell, that they will be back. If you just get final thoughts, that she will be back on to fight another day in singles.
Yes, we've got the ending that most of us wanted. Maybe not those in Montenegro staying up late to cheer on Danka Kovinić, but if she goes out on Wednesday, she goes out to the world #2, Annette Kontaveit. If, of course, she beats Annette Kontaveit, then it's going to be another unforgettable night. So I think we've had the ceremony, and the ceremony was that much better, and the tributes from Billie Jean King in particular, because Serena Williams had won the match. It would have been tough if that was it. So in a sense, perhaps we got the best of both worlds.
And Laura Robson, a happy ending to Monday night at least.
A very happy ending.